W with MRMIKE.
Hi friends! Today we are going to draw a fox playing the banjo. We only need 4 basic lines and shapes to create it. An oval, a line, an arc, and a rectangle. Let's see how it all fits together. All right, so we want to plan for our drawing and we want to make sure we have enough space to create our fox playing the banjo. So imagine the head here, the tail here, and the banjo here. So let's start by placing the head here with the ear. Okay, we'll add an arc right about here. Okay, right about there. Okay, and then we'll add another arc here with a line coming down and then an arc next to it. So this is like a little piece of fur that comes up. Okay, now if any point during this video you need to pause it to catch up, just pause the video, catch up, and then join back in. Let's continue with another arc here and then another one coming down. So now we have our ears. We can continue this one down a little bit more, just like that. Okay, so now let's add another arc coming this way. And on this side, we'll do another arc coming this way. Very good. Then we'll add a few more arcs to show little tufts of hair right here, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. These are just little arcs to make it look like there's tufts of hair coming down at the bottom of the fox's face. And we can add another arc here. Okay, next let's add in the inside of the ear. We'll add an arc and another arc. And then we can make this arc and then another arc here for the hair at the base of the ear. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll have an arc and another arc. And we'll add in a couple more arcs for the base of the ear. Now we're going to add in this oval shape. But we don't want a perfect oval, so let's start here. We're going to come around, and I want you to stop right about here and have it come down. So you go all the way around, and you're going to stop, because we're going to do one of those little lines that come down to make it look like it's fuzzy. So just like that. So it's almost an oval, except for this part. Now we're going to add in an oval for the nose, and this really is an oval. Okay, and you can color that shape in. Next we're going to add in 2 arcs for the mouth, one here, and then one right next to it. We'll add in a 3rd arc right below it to show that the mouth is open. Now if you reverse the arc and put it at the bottom, you can make it look like there's a tongue there. And then you can color in this shape to make it look like the mouth is open and it's dark inside there. Now, instead of drawing just ovals for the eyes, let's add some line and make it look like those eyes have more expression to them. So let's add a line here, and a line here. We'll add a line on an angle here, and then a line across here. Then we're going to take 4 arcs. Okay, we'll do 1, 2. You see how they curve opposite? This one goes this way, this one goes the other way. Now we'll do the same thing over here. Okay, Now this eye looks a lot bigger than that eye, so maybe we might cheat this by just making a thicker line here. That's okay, that's good. We do want it to be bigger, but I may have made mine too big. But I think it'll work out. I think it's going to be just fine. Yeah, I think that's cute. Okay, so now we have our fox head. Let's add in this arm here, playing. This is going to be strumming the banjo. So let's add in an arc, and then a line up, and then an arc down, with an arc to finish the hand, like that. Okay, and then we're going to add in another arc on this side, and then a line to connect that. So basically you're going to end up with a shape like that for the arm. Okay, and then when you get all of this done, we're going to use lines to just kind of color in the tip of that hand. And it's going to look like, now we're going to put in the banjo here. So let's add in another, let's just do this. Let's add in an arc, continue this arc here to finish the bottom of the face, and then we can add in an arc here for where the other arm will be. And let's imagine that this here is where the banjo would be. So this is going to be a big circle. Okay, but we're not going to draw a line here. So let's start here. Okay, we're going to come around. You're going to make it like a circle, but you're going to stop here. Okay, because we don't want to draw a line through that arm. The arm is in front of the banjo. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do it just slightly, a little bit bigger. Just come out a little bit, and we're going to come right around. All the way around like that. And stop. Okay? So now we've got the base of the banjo there for that circle. And then we're going to add in over here, we're going to add in the tail. So here, let's have an arc come out. And then a line comes in, then a line comes down, and then another arc come down like this. And then we can do some arcs to show a tip of the tail here. So arc, 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 and just join them all together, just like that. Now we're going to add in another arc here, and another one right next to it. So now we have maybe some fur that's on the chest of the fox that's being blocked by the banjo. And now we can have a line, maybe a curved, and it's an arc that comes like this, because this is where the fox will be sitting on the stump. Okay, so do you remember our drawing? We had a fox sitting on a stump here. Okay, so now we're gonna have to figure out, so the tricky part, imagine the neck of the guitar or the banjo coming up. Okay, so this is where the strings stretch out on this fretboard area that goes all the way up here, and we want this hand coming around and the paw being on this side. So let's draw the paw as an arc like that, and another arc that comes down like this. Okay, so now we can imagine, if we turn our paper a little bit, we're going to draw in straight lines all the way up here for the strings to stretch across the fretboard. So let's start here, put a dot, and we're going to come all the way up here and put another dot. And we're going to connect those two dots together with a straight line. And it's very hard to draw a straight line that far apart. One of the things I like to do is take the palm of the heel, or the palm of your hand, or the heel, I guess this is the heel of your hand, and just drag it and push down as you draw, and it helps stabilize your hand so you don't get all shaky. If you hold your hand above, you have a chance of shaking when you draw your line. So we're going to do the same thing. We'll just have it go, we'll start here, and we're going to go to here. Okay, so let's draw that line. And then we're going to have it go to this line here. Because remember, this paw is in front of that shape, okay? Now, at the top of this, we're going to draw a rectangle. So let's make our rectangle line over, up, over, and then connect it to finish it off. Very good, and we're gonna have 4 circles for the keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. That's where the strings are attached, and that'll allow the strings to get tightened so that you can tune the banjo. This is a 4-string banjo. And I heard that there's also a 5-string banjo and even a 6-string banjo, but this one is a 4-string banjo. In fact, a friend of mine just recently asked if I would draw a raccoon playing a 5-string banjo. So I think I have to draw that now too. Where did we leave off? We need to add the legs in. So over here, imagine behind the banjo base here, we're gonna have a leg going this way, and it's gonna have an arc here, and then an arc here. Okay, and then we're gonna have one big arc come all the way down to there. And then below that is the other leg, and that's gonna be an arc, comes like this, and then another arc comes out. Because that's like a slight S, because it arcs this way and then it goes back the other way. And then we're just going to close that off with an arc. And just like we did with this one, we can use lines to color in the tips. Like that. And we can do the same thing on our feet. Okay, so now we have this fox that is sitting on nothing. And we need to add in that stump. And that's very easy for us to do. This was the hard part. This part's easy. So now we're going to take an arc, and then another arc, and then imagine that stump being right there. And then we can have a line come down on this side with an arc. Now we're going to draw in the grass, and that is going to be a series of arcs, all different sizes. So we have an arc, we have an arc, arc, all different size arcs to show tufts of grass, and have it go behind the foot because the foot is in front of the grass. And then we are done there. And now we can draw the detail of the bark. And in my example, my reference drawing, all I did was this shape over and over again, or this line, this combination of a line with an arc. And we're going to do that a whole bunch. See? And now as I get to the center, I'm going to have it just be a line, 2 lines down. And when we get past the center on this side, we're going to have it go the opposite way. So there'll be a line and an arc going this way. Just like that. So now it can look like the fox is sitting on the stump playing the banjo. And we just have a little detail to add in. We're going to add in the strings and this bass part that connects the strings. So here we're going to add in another rectangle. Okay, so let's add in that rectangle. Okay, just like that. I'm going to color that in with that black. Okay, and up here, I'm going to turn my paper again so that we can, it's easier for me to draw these long lines that I'm going to have to draw. Now, if you want, this is up to you. You can use something to help you draw a straight line. If you have a ruler, you can use a ruler, or if you can even use, say you have another marker or a pencil. Anything that has a straight edge, you can use to help you draw a straight line. The only thing I suggest you do is test it out. So I have some scrap paper here, and I can test this out to see what this would be like. So you don't, by accident, draw something on your drawing, because we spent a lot of time doing this. We don't want to accidentally ruin our drawing. Okay, so I know that if I use this marker as a straight edge, I can make my 4-string banjo. Look, there's a string. I'm only going to go to this rectangle, to this rectangle, so this is the perfect size for me. Okay. And I want my 4th string to be very close to this line. So let's see here. It's even going to be on it, it looks like. There we go. Now see how I went over this area? That's okay for these 2 lines. That's not a problem, because remember, we colored in that paw. So it still looks like this is the paw is in front of those lines. I think we're doing just fine with that. And I'm just going to add in this last one here. Well, it kind of looks like it might be a 3-string, because these 2 strings are too close, but that's okay. I'm going to go with it. All right, and then up here, what we do is these strings would just go to an angle, so we need lines to connect them in like that. Okay. Now I'm going to add in a thick black outline around the whole drawing, and I just noticed a spot that I missed something. We should have a curve right here, so I'm going to add an arc right here for the back of the fox. Okay, and I'm going to add in that thick black outline I was just talking about, just on the outside of the drawing. And I don't do this all the time. I've been doing this a lot lately. I do like when you can go over a drawing, and sometimes it gives it a more finished look when you do the thick black outline. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You could just fast forward to the end if you want. And speaking of the end, if you go to the end, you'll be able to see what color choices I made. And I'm curious, what color choices are you going to make for your drawing? What color is your fox going to be? What color is your banjo going to be? What kind of song would this fox be playing on the banjo? Is the fox singing? These are all good questions to think about when you're making a drawing, because you can use your imagination and imagine a whole scene with this fox playing banjo, or maybe it's a talent show in the woods, and the fox is showing its talent by playing the banjo. Look at our drawing, everybody. Great job following along. Now, what color choices are you going to make? What color is that fox going to be, or the banjo? If you want to see what color choices I made, then watch to the end of the video. And you can either follow along with what I did, or you can come up with your own color choices and use your imagination. I think it's so fun when we come up with something unexpected. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. And thanks so much for joining in today. I'll see you next time. Bye.
For this and other episodes, drawing lessons, activities, and books, please visit drawwithmrmike.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Draw with Mr. Mike channel on YouTube, Vimeo, and Facebook.
with Mr. Mike. Let's draw with Mr. Mike. D-R-A-W with M-R-M-I-K-E.